Let's talk about Donald Trump. Just when you think American politics can't get stranger, it does. On January 9, 2026, the White House hosted a spectacle only Trump could deliver. Former President Trump, now 79, gathered his loyal cabinet and top oil executives for a meeting that was part victory lap, part business pitch. But the real star? A tiny metal pin on his lapel, his own face glaring out beneath the American flag. This wasn't just a meeting, it was pure Trump theater. The air buzzed with self-congratulation and the scent of big money. The agenda, a dramatic U.S. military operation in Venezuela, and the oil that came with it. But before the geopolitics, Trump made sure everyone noticed his pin, a miniature, perpetually irritated Trump. It was more than jewelry, it was a statement. Trump was saying, yes, I'm the president, and yes, I wear myself to work. Was this about the pin, the raid, or the oil? The answer? All of it. Tangled together in a uniquely Trumpian story. To understand what happened, you have to look at the pin, listen to his words, and connect the dots. It's a wild ride, so buckle up. This is the story of the pin, the president, and the prize he wanted. Let's dive in. The East Room became Trump's boardroom. Around him, loyal cabinet members and America's oil titans, people who get excited about fossil fuels. This wasn't about policy, it was about business. Oil executives from Exxon and Marathon sat, ready for Trump's pitch. Trump wasn't talking human rights. He was selling a newly acquired asset, Venezuela's oil. He played CEO, not president, promising prosperity to the oil industry. The message, Trump delivered the prize, and now he'd show how the spoils would be divided. The event was political theater, with every attendee playing a role. Cabinet members gave it legitimacy. Oil execs brought the money. Trump was the director, star, and producer, selling a vision where American military might secure his economic dominance. This was the new doctrine, broadcast for the world to see. Let's talk about that pin. As Trump addressed the room, he couldn't resist showing off his new accessory. "Do you like my pin?" he asked, introducing the Happy Trump pin, a name that was pure irony. The pin's face was a scowl, not a smile. But in Trump's world, if he says it's happy, and everyone is expected to agree. The pin was more than an accessory, it was a loyalty test. Most leaders wear a flag. Trump wore himself. It was a visual declaration. America is important, but Trump is the main character. This was self-promotion as performance art. He even explained, "I'm never happy, I'm never satisfied." The scowling pin wasn't a mistake, it was a symbol of his relentless drive. The Happy Trump pin was really the never-satisfied Trump pin. It captured his perpetual agitation and ambition. The pin summed up his presidency in miniature. So where did this pin come from? Not a government mint, but a merchandise catalog. The Happy Trump pin is actually a Trump president bobblehead pin magnet made by Zizo. It's a mass-produced novelty. Part bobblehead, part lapel pin, part fridge magnet. By wearing it, Trump leaned into his caricature, blurring the line between president and pop culture icon. Trump's always used merchandise to build his brand: hats, shirts, mugs, and now pins. Wearing the pin himself turned it into a badge of honor for his followers. The pin is a perfect metaphor for Trump's presidency: commercial, self-referential, and a little bit surreal. In the age of Trump, the presidency is the ultimate product, and the pin is just part of the marketing. It's bizarre, brilliant, and undeniably effective. Behind the pin was a serious event, a U.S. military operation in Venezuela. On January 3, 2026, American Special Forces raided Nicolas Maduro's home in Caracas, capturing him and his wife. The official story: Maduro was an indicted narco-trafficker, and the raid was a law enforcement action, not an act of war. Trump's allies framed it as justice, removing a villain and protecting American interests. The narrative was simple: U.S. military as hero, Maduro as criminal. This justification gave the operation a moral and legal cover. But as Trump would soon reveal, there was a more pragmatic motive. The raid wasn't just about removing a dictator, it was about Venezuela's oil. Trump didn't hide his real motive, oil. In the meeting he laid it out. By taking Venezuela, the U.S. now controlled the world's largest oil reserves. Add Venezuela and the U.S. together, we have 55% of the world's oil, he boasted. He promised oil executives massive profits backed by U.S. military power. This was foreign policy as business deal. No talk of democracy, just dollars and barrels. Trump's approach was blunt. America invested its military, now it would collect the return. His frankness was part of his appeal. He said what others wouldn't. For Trump, military action should bring tangible rewards. The idea of intervening and leaving empty-handed was, to him, weakness. The goal wasn't just regime change, it was securing oil for America. This was a transactional promise, not a moral crusade. His supporters saw it as cutting through political hypocrisy. Trump just said the quiet part out loud. To drive his point home, Trump compared Venezuela to Iraq. The difference between Iraq and this is that Bush didn't keep the oil. "We're going to keep the oil," he told MSNBC's Joe Scarborough. For Trump, the Iraq War's mistake wasn't the invasion. It was not taking the prize. He saw war as a business deal gone wrong if you didn't secure the assets. For him, war isn't about nation building. It's about resources and power. The Venezuela operation was his chance to do it right, like a ruthless businessman. Trump's philosophy: to the victor, go the spoils. He promised Americans this wouldn't be another endless, costly war. Instead, it would be a smart investment, making America richer and stronger. This message resonated with voters tired of foreign entanglements. For Trump, military force was about getting a return. Trump wasn't alone in celebrating the Venezuela operation. Key allies like Vice President J.D. Vance and Senator Marco Rubio quickly endorsed the mission. Their support shaped the public narrative, framing the raid as a righteous police action against a drug cartel. This language turned a complex intervention into a simple story of good versus evil. Their backing gave Trump's move legitimacy and united the party. It signaled a shift in Republican foreign policy, more aggressive, more transactional. Trump's unapologetic focus on oil and power resonated with this new mood. His allies weren't just praising an operation, they were endorsing a worldview. In the end, it all comes back to the pin and the man wearing it. As Trump showed off his Happy Trump pin, he admitted, "I'm never happy. I'm never satisfied." That angry little face wasn't a joke. It was the truth. Trump's perpetual dissatisfaction is the engine of his movement. His supporters see his anger as proof he'll never stop fighting for them. The scowling pin became a badge of honor, a symbol of his role as chief agitator. Even after a major victory, Trump didn't rest. He pivoted immediately to monetizing the win. For him, the mission wasn't complete until the oil and the profits were secured. This never-satisfied attitude makes him a disruptive force in politics. The pin is the perfect emblem, bold, self-referential, and fueled by permanent dissatisfaction. For Trump, the game is never over, the deal never sweet enough, and the work of making America great is never done. He will never be satisfied.